Scourge Battleship Sprue. For the Scourge Battleship, the body is all the same depending on whichever options you have. However, there are two different wing options that can go in here. That's the wrong one. There we go. So it can peg in like that to hold into place. So I think I might be able to magnetize into this. I think it's wide enough to handle a small magnet. And then that gives me both wing options and not having an option. And then these both just go right on here, which doesn't even need a magnet to hold in, guarantee that it was good. The issue I see is there are two different options for pieces to go onto the wing, like this. And I don't know if there's enough to actually magnetize through this without ruining the positioning to lock in, because it has the little grooves that it fits into. So I don't know if I can add these wings through a magnetization thing. And the engine is easy enough. I just can choose one. And then there's an underside weapon right here, which seems a little bit heavy, but I could probably drill pretty far into this and put a little magnet inside. And the other option is also not too heavy and probably has enough space to put a magnet in there. So I think for this battleship, I can magnetize almost everything. I might have to not do the little extra wings, which overall, to get all the different options, that's not too bad. When it came to the Scourge Battleship, as with all of the other battleships, I had to magnetize. It is a large model and it has so many different options, and how could I choose just to build a Devil or any other ship, you know? I mean, I had so many different options. I mean, I could have even built a Nephilim, but with the magnetization, I can build them all. Well, I can build one of anything. So I placed a magnet right here for either of the weapon options to click in place. And it doesn't have any external magnet hole, so that's good. I made it so that all of the weapons on here hold in place. There is a tiny little bit of magnet right there, but it's not enough to really make any major notice, but I have all of those as options. Then, depending on which front, there is a peg, so it just sits in place. So that's not anything that I had to magnetize. But this is where it got a little bit challenging. I had to put two magnets next to each other, and they didn't want to stay in place. And I drilled a tiny little hole in the third in on them. I took one of the triangles out and drilled a hole so that they clip in. So I can change whichever option I want on both of the tops. So I can build any one of the battleships now. And this was actually one of the easier options to figure out where to put magnets, other than placing these ones in near each other. It actually went pretty smooth. And now I have any battleship I want. Like I can build the Nephilim or I can build the Devil or any of the others. So, will I magnetize a second one when I get it? Because I know I'm going to get another one. Um, Honestly, maybe. I don't know. We'll see when I get it. Subscribe if you haven't so that you don't miss any future videos. I also want to thank my patrons and supporters for making these videos possible. And until next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss.